Cartagena. We've been here for a day. We've been exploring and love it. Can't wait to show you around. We're about to enter the old city. You can see the walls behind me and the gates. It's one of the most important places in the city because it's where you were able to enter. They had a drawbridge that came down and it was put up in the mornings so that people could come in throughout the day, but then also weren't allowed out at night. So let's go on in. We're in the square just through the gates there, and you can see behind me up here the clock tower. It's pretty famous here in Cartagena. It's actually always been out of time. It's got 4 clocks on each side, 1 clock on each side, 4 sides, and each of the clocks always had a different time. So one of the local slags you can say here when you want to tell someone that you don't trust them is to say you've got more faces than the clock. Or the clock tower. So it's something they had to get someone in to fix. It now runs generally to time, but not really. So when you're coming into the city, make sure to look out for that. So you can see these horses, and they're actually really badly mistreated. They're quite skinny, and some have really bad cuts on where they've been whipped. So please don't do this when you're in Cartagena. It's our favourite coffee store in Cartagena. It's a cafe come bookstore, library style store. It's really good. Coffee's excellent, so definitely want to check out. Abico Libro, it's called. So these are the city walls of Cartagena, and in our tour we learned that time and time again the city was being taken over by other rulers, and the King of Spain got quite annoyed with it. He was losing all his gold, so he wanted to build some walls around the city. He got them designed, and then no one wanted to build them because the stones are massive, they're too heavy, and no one wanted to do it. So he thought he had to go and get some slaves from Africa, bring them over and let them do the work, which is what he ended up doing. And it was, I think, 250 years of them having to do this work chained up, and it was quite obviously horrific, but the city walls are still standing today, and you can come and walk on them for free. It's a really beautiful sight of the city from up here, but when you know the history, it's a little bit daunting. This is a really important statue in Cartagena. So the man is San Pedro, the priest that came here and actually befriended all the African slaves that were brought here and left when they were hurt or injured. No one was helping them, and he came around and looked after everybody, and actually met this one man who learned how to speak Spanish, and he translated for him and really helped the African people at the time who were brought here for slavery. So he's super important to the city and really well read. The female symbol of Cartagena, it's Catarina, and she's an indigenous woman. Our tour guide said that after a while she was here, she was helping out the people, and she was a very brave woman. She's a symbol of strength and power, and seen all over Cartagena, but not a lot is known about her after some time. So she did go to Spain, but then after that not a lot is known about her history. We're at the Gold Museum in Cartagena. It's the sister museum to the one in Bogota, which is a really huge one. This is a smaller version. It's so interesting, and it's free to enter, which is fantastic. There's an air-conditioned video room, 2 of them actually, one on another floor, but one down here. You start in, you know a little bit about the history, and then as you move through, you see some of the antiques and relics that have been found in the area. You learn a lot about the area, how it was founded, how people lived here, and honestly, for a free museum in the middle of Cartagena, it's really, really interesting and really good. It's also a small store where you can buy replicas of the jewelry that the people used to wear and make back in the day. Perfect way to spend a couple of hours in Cartagena. So we watched 2 weddings yesterday, and these beautiful women stand in these white dresses, and they're drummers, and then they dance and drum as the wedding comes out. Another day, another wedding here in Cartagena. Just gorgeous. Basically the bride and groom and the whole procession walk down the street. It's very cool. This is our favorite little square, and right now there's a performance. So you'll find all these little street stalls, markets where you'll buy the same picture a million times over. You just find the person you like and you buy it from them, and you got the square right there. All right, this is our favorite supermarket in Cartagena. It's Zara, and really they got everything that we want. Mike's chasing beer to take to the city walls, and there's Aguila here, which is his general local one. It's not as crafty as he usually goes, but it's 3,000 a can. Tastes good, he likes it. It's the local beer of Colombia. I might get an ice cream or softie. My most favorite ice cream. All right, we are walking towards the sunset. You can see it there in the distance, it's dropping, it looks perfect. We're gonna hit the city walls up for some awesome views and enjoy a drink and ice cream. What more could you want? Super expensive, but beautiful views. It's where everyone goes for a drink, and it's the only cafe or bar on the walls. How perfect. All right, we're on the walls of the old city, sun setting behind us here. Cafe Del Mar, I showed you before, is packed out. You need to get here like maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon if you want to get a table or a seat there. You might get lucky, but it's probably not going to happen. Also, the area outside of Cafe Del Mar, the walled area, which is probably the best part, is packed. So you also probably want to get there around 4 o'clock if you want your spot. Better if you have a group, so someone can go back and get the drinks while you keep the space. Although you can buy ice creams here, you can buy beer, you can buy softies, whatever you want. It's all like the guys are selling it here, so you pay a little bit more, but it's convenience to them. So we're going to sit here and watch the sunset, then we're going to head back into our awesome area where we're staying, the Getsemami area, and we're going to go or Getsemami, area, and we're going to go get some cocktails, we're going to go get some dinner. It's a real vibe there, it's a full buzz, so we'll go check that out sometime. About Cartagena, there's something happening everywhere. Check it out. Alrighty, so Mike found a mini market that sold cups of beer, what he thought were cups of beers, and it turns out it's actually tallies of beer. So he's taken the half open tallie, it's in his bag. Not meant to, been told off for it, but he's like, I'm buying it, I'm taking it.
Yeah. You argue with the shopkeeper, you don't leave him a half open beer.
It's probably, I don't know, we're probably not going back to that shop. But
not going back to that shop.
we were getting water there later. I don't think we are now. Anyway, we're here. We're in the square down at Getsemami, and there's all the food trucks just lined up. See here, see even the action. Go get some cocktails. Come back for dinner. It's always a good night down here, so let's check it out. Flavor. It's named after the famous priest of Cartagena who helped a lot of the people here. And over my left shoulder here you're going to see some beautiful women in brightly coloured dresses sitting down having a rest. They're called Palenque women. They come from a place called Palenque. And our tour guide, we did a tour, told us that years ago they would come to the city and put baskets of fruit on their head to sell the fruit to the local people. And they would sell so much of it because where they come from is a great agricultural area. So after a while they were doing this, and the first tour boat came to Cartagena, and the tour guide saw the women with the fruit on their head and said, "Oh my gosh, let me take a photo of you," and gave them a dollar bill. They were from America. And the woman had no idea what the dollar bill was, but when she did take it into a money changer saying, "Can you please help me?" she got a lot of money for it. So eventually they realised if they weren't selling the fruit and instead they were just getting tips for photos, it was much more profitable. So they're not really looking to sell the fruit, they are just looking to take photos, or for you to take photos with them and tip them. We just watched a lady get some photos taken. The men walked away without tipping. She came after them for the tip, and the tip that they gave her unfortunately was not to her liking. It was a little small. We think maybe it was 5,000 pop. So make sure if you are getting a photo taken, you're prepared to give a decent tip. You do find some sitting with fruit in front of them and they are actually selling it, but in most are just having photos taken. They are beautiful nonetheless, so if you love a photo taken. So we've come down to part of the old city. It's right next to the malls. I'll put a location in the description below so you can find it. But basically there's 23 caves here. They're called caves. It's like a little tunnel and they're made into stores now. They've all got souvenir stores. There's absolutely everything you could ever want to buy on your holiday. And it's really well priced. We've been looking in stores all around Cartagena and these prices are a little cheaper or equivalent. So a good place to come to do souvenir shopping. But the history behind it is why we actually came. And each of the little tunnels was actually a prison cell originally, and you can see the little windows in the back if you go into the stores where some ventilation would come through, but insane to think that people were once trapped in here. And then later on it was used as storage for ammunition and things for the Spanish army. But yes, interesting history, some good souvenir shopping. It's a good place to come. When you're walking around the old town of Cartagena, you'll notice door knockers on the doors, the older doors, and basically any of these old buildings haven't had permission to be changed, so you know they're original if they're put there. A lizard represented royalty back in the early days once they were used. If there's a hand, it's someone who was in the priesthood, a helping person. An owl was a teacher or a wise, like a teacher or a university teacher. And there's so many others. A lion represented royalty. So make sure to keep an eye out for them. We've obviously found a lizard here, but there's so many. We are at one of the most expensive shopping centres I've seen in all of Colombia. It's beautiful. It reminds me of Pac Fair at home. It's new, obviously. It's pristine. There's a lot of security wandering around. The shops are really high end. It is stunning. And it's got air conditioning, which is a lovely change from the oppressive heat that we're experiencing in Cartagena. Apparently, if we come 2 weeks ago, we've had beautiful sea breezes. We get some of them in the evening, but not a lot. But I'm going to show you a few of the little shops around in the vibe because it is really, really different to what we've experienced so far. Not bad different, just very different. It's obviously just more expensive and more exclusive, but yeah, I'll show you around. We're here in one of the fanciest shopping centres in all of Cartagena, which is actually an old bullfighting ring inside it. You can see the wooden stands are still here, everything's still the same as it was. There's a giant hole in the roof where the sunlight comes through. It's really beautiful. There's stores all around where you can buy locally made things, or inside you've got really expensive stores if you want to come and do some luxe shopping, and it's air conditioned, which is really nice. So yeah, definitely worth coming and checking it out. The location will be in the details.
Hola.
¿De dónde? ¿Colombiano? ¿Colombiano?
All right, Mike's found portion of pizza.
Pizza and Serrezula. Comes to about $3.70 Australian.
8,000 cop. I'm extremely jealous because I can't have it. It's gluten, clearly.
Looks fresh.
Oh, the smell.
Right.
It's going to nail it. We got to go to a tequila tasting, hopefully.
Yeah.
And he's at least going to have had something in his stomach. Oh. It's good. We know it's good. We're at Rosa Mezcal. We're going to go inside and do a tequila tasting. We also get to try some mezcal. We've never tried mezcal before. We've barely drunk any tequila, so let's go find out what it's about. We've just popped into Rosa Mexicali to do a tasting of tequila and mezcal, so we're going to see how that goes. Neither of us have ever drunk much tequila or mezcal, so we're going to try it out.
Sweet? Yeah, maybe. Maybe we can find like almonds, a little bit. And sangrita will help your liver.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's good.
It's the truth.
Yeah, it's a balance.
It's a balance. So you have tequila, your sangrita, and you will maybe can drink a bottle.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I love it.
So it will be
I
good.
may not remember.
It will be good. It's very good. So right now you can try sangrita. Cheers.
Cheers. This is
Cheers.
Australia also, you must.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, and that cheers. That's what we
Sip,
say.
sip and sip.
Yes. It's very good.
Really good. Thanks for watching. If you've liked this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps to support us, and we'll see you next time.